Take a move in the ring. You can hit me with the words you fling.
Hey guys, what's happening? It's Nick Atkin on South China Morning Post Martial Arts, and welcome to the very first edition of Post Fight, where we're going to be breaking down the biggest news in the world of MMA every week. And where better to start than with this weekend's huge UFC 243 card in Melbourne, Australia. I'm here in the studio right now with Hong Kong's first MMA world champion, Sasha Palatnikov. Sasha, how are you doing, sir?
Doing great. Pleasure to be here, Nick.
Well, when we're talking about UFC 243, there's only one place we can start, really, and that is Israel Adesanya against Robert Whittaker, the interim middleweight champion against the middleweight champion. How do you see this fight going?
Honestly, Nick, it's going to be a great fight. I'm sure the MMA world is super excited for this fight. Honestly, on paper, it's a 50-50 fight, but if I was a betting man, I'd be going with Israel Adesanya. I think his meteoric rise through the middleweight division has been something that hasn't happened before, with his ability to outstrike most of his opponents with a style that we haven't seen. So again, you can't take any of that away from Robert Whittaker, who has been to wars and back against Yoel Romero and still coming out on top. I feel it's going to be a super close fight. It's going to be whoever makes that small error will decide who comes away with that belt, but my money is going to be on Israel.
If you're Robert Whittaker, though, do you feel a little bit disrespected, perhaps? Because you're the champ. Israel's the interim champ, and people seem to be writing Whittaker off.
100%. I mean, to the casual fan, you see the records. Whittaker has 4 losses, but that was a long time ago at a different weight class. I'm sure he does feel a bit wrong done by the media and such, but he's unfortunately had some injuries and health scares that he's had to deal with. But that should be added motivation for him to come out and really put it to Israel on the weekend. So again, it's going to be such a close fight. It's hard to pick him, but I'm going to stick with my guns and go with Israel.
Well, the last style bender, he is a big fan favorite. Gained a lot of fans from that amazing fight against Kelvin Gastelum back in April. For me, that's probably the fight of the century. But he had a bit of trouble with Kelvin, who's a lot shorter than him, and who's a lot shorter than Robert Whittaker. Whittaker's a big guy, and he's going to have the size advantage. Do you not see that playing into his hands here?
Of course. I mean, Whittaker, just like Gastelum, was a 170 who went up to 185, but Whittaker is a bigger, stronger guy. Well, at least looks like it. But Israel, he's got to worry about the wrestling that Whittaker brings. I think Israel's striking is just a little bit higher level, but we'll see. Israel's been working a lot on his wrestling. I know the coaches he's been working with personally who have been improving his wrestling, so it'll be interesting to see when they do fight how it's going to play out. I'm sure Whittaker will try to close the distance and maybe shoot for the legs and take him down and control him on the ground, but I just don't think it's that easy to do because Israel is a strong guy himself, so he's going to be using his footwork and picking his shots. So let's see. It's going to be a great fight on the weekend.
Well, you heard it, everyone. Those are Sasha's picks for those fights. Thank you very much again for coming in. All that's left now is to just see what happens on the weekend. I can't wait. I'm sure you can't. Let's do it. Thank you very much, guys.